Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figuer,
Yes.
Senator Coland,
Yes, ma'am.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker, I'm sorry, Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Present.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Ursmal, Senator Wally,
Here.
Speaker Simina, Acting Speaker Moses.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 12 members are present.
With that, we have a quorum today. Next item.
Item 4, reading of the journal.
Floor Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you and all honorable members, staff, as well as all those who are observing our session through whatever means they may have. First, I'd like to thank God for, giving us the life sustenance, which has enabled us all to live until this very moment at this very day. Mr. Speaker, I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress dispense with the reading of the journal. There are no objections. We will vote on dispensing with the reading of the journal. All those in favor say aye. All
Aye.
opposed say nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. We have now dispensed with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk. Uh, Please assign those. And Chairman Romulo and Chairman Urusmal, I believe you have some important items in these communications. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 6, Mr. Speaker, Everson Supreme Court Communications, none. Item 7, Member Communications, also none. Item 8, Departmental Communications, none. Item 9, Agency or Governmental Authority Communications, none. Item 10, State Communications, none. Item 11, State Supreme Court Communications, none. Item 12, Municipal or Town Communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 13, Foreign Government Communications, none.
Order of the day.
Okay, item 14, Standing Committee reports under order of the day. We do not have any reports, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 15, we have a supplemental written report, number 21-14 for adoption.
Chairman Perman.
Thank you, Speaker. Good morning to you, honorable members, and all of those that are observing our session this morning. Mr. Speaker, I so move for its adoption.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that Congress adopt Special Committee Report number 21-14, which is supplementing the oral report that was given yesterday. Discussion?
Question.
If no discussion, question's been called for. We will now vote on the adoption of the said report. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. Congress has now adopted Special Committee Report number 21-114. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 16, assignment of measures and communications. We have a referral sheet number 21-111.
Members, please take note. Chairman. Next item.
Item 17, unfinished business, none. Item 18, bill calendar.
Speaker,
First bill.
point of information, Mr. Speaker.
State your point.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just wonder what was the reference to Chairman Romulo and yours truly?
It's the communication regarding the temporary suspending of voting at special polling places, and also membership to Interpol, and also the COM FSM endowment fund money that was omitted from the budget.
That's what communication are you looking at, Mr. Speaker, if I may ask?
Presidential communication number 21-433 and presidential communication number 21-434.
I don't see the reference to COM FSM endowment fund.
Speaker, short recess.
Recess. Subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. First bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the first bill is Functional Bill number 21-325 for second reading. This is a bill for an act to appropriate the sum of $7 million from the general fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2021 for the purpose of funding priority infrastructure projects and other public projects and social programs for the people of Yap, Koshai, Pohnpei, and Chuk states, and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Speaker, I move to defer action on the bill to tomorrow's calendar.
Second,
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress defer action on CB number 21-325 to tomorrow's calendar. Discussion? If none,
Speaker,
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
thank you, Speaker. I move to defer action on the said bill so that members can come up with their breakdown and make sure that what we put in the breakdown amendment to the bill is correct.
Short recess, please.
Short recess.
Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rephrase my motion, and that is to move to pass the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
I will not rescind my second to the first motion.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 21-325 on second and final reading. Discussion?
Second. Speaker.
Chairman Berman, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. I have a floor amendment to offer on your behalf. I believe it's a lengthy one, so I ask for disperse of the reading of it. I so move 21-325.
It's been moved.
Short recess,
and-
please.
Short recess. Congress is now back in session. We are on discussion on the floor amendment offered by Senator Perman on CB number 21-325. Discussion?
Question.
If no
Point
discussion,
of
question
privilege,
is called
Mr.
for.
Speaker.
Chairman, Floor Leader Harper, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I may not be out of order, I would like to ask if we can vote on the amendment by roll call.
We will
So
vote
recess.
by short recess. Congress is back in session. Floor Leader, do we have any rules to suspend?
Yes, I move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the said amendment.
Tiagan.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress suspend any rules that may impede our action on the offered floor amendment by Senator Perman to CB number 21-325. There's no objection. We will vote. All those in favor of the said motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. The rules are now suspended. We are on discussion of floor amendment to CB number 21-325 offered earlier by Senator Perman, Chairman Perman. Any more discussion?
Question.
If no objection,
Speaker.
question has been called for. Chairman Figueroa, you have the.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. While I like to see money appropriated for public projects, I'm just concerned, just as the way I was concerned when you first passed the $14 million. For this fiscal year, we adjust the budget in order to save some money because we're in the emergency situation. And we made a lot of adjustment with the executive branch budget as well as all the other two branches. And what happened was that the president had no other choice but to veto the bill because of insufficient fund. While we may have sufficient fund at this time, but as you can see, the president is also requesting some money for the COM endowment fund and others. And we don't know what is going to happen with this COVID-19. And that's my concern because we may be at this point adopting this, since we have adopted this amendment and passing the bill on second and final reading, we may be at the very situation where we cannot fund any project should the pandemic COVID-19 hits our shores. So I just want to say that for the record that I'm a bit I'm concerned, very concerned of the way we do things here. So having said that, we can go back to the main question.
Thank you, Chairman Figueroa. Any more
Speaker.
discussion on the offered floor amendment? Floor Leader.
Okay, we're still on the floor amendment.
Amendment. So if no other discussion.
Speaker.
Vote on the said
Speaker.
amendment. Who is that? Chairman Romulo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to state my side of this amendment and the purpose, and I think the chairman of Ways and Means is right on the statement that he made, and I wish to supplement by adding that to remind all of us that if we have this amendment, to please take good note on projects that will help this pandemic. Now that we will appropriate this for a public project within our state and districts, so I will wish that we put some projects that will help prevent this pandemic from raging our shore. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo. Any more discussion? If
Question.
none, discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members. We will vote on the said amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Floor amendment to CB number 21-325 offered by Senator Perman is now adopted. We now have CB number 21-325 CD1.
Speaker.
Chairman Perman.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Motion to defer action on the said bill to tomorrow's session.
Seconded that CB number 21-325 be deferred to tomorrow's session. Any discussion? If none, we will vote on the said motion. All those in favor of deferring action on CB number 21-325 to tomorrow's calendar, say aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. CB number 21-325 CD1 is deferred to tomorrow's calendar. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-326 for second reading. CP number 21-326 is a bill for an act to appropriate the sum of $100,000 from the general fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2021, for the purpose of funding relief efforts in Vietnam due to the recent floods and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that CB number 21-326 be adopted by Congress on second and final reading. Any discussion?
Speaker,
Floor Leader Harper, you have the floor.
short recess, please.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on discussion of CB number 21-326 on second and final reading. Any more discussion?
Move for the previous question.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that
Again.
debate be closed. If no objection, we will vote on CB number 21-326 on second and final reading by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
State of Joke, Chairman Aritos.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Yay, mine.
State of Kashai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Horsmal.
For all what I did in the past, of course, yes.
Mr. Speaker, for all the four states voted in favor.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. With that, Congress has passed on second and final reading CB number 21-326. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Short recess, Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, next bill.
Speaker,
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a bill that I wish to withdraw from your Committee on Ways and Means and put on the bill calendar for action. So I move to withdraw Congress Bill number 21-228 and put on the bill calendar for action.
Short recess.
Second.
Congress is back in session. Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
I withdraw my, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I withdraw my, my motion.
Thank you,
No.
Chairman Figueroa.
Yes, Speaker.
Chairman Berman, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I will venture a motion to withdraw the following bills. It's 21-317, 21-318, 21-323, 21-324, 21328, and 21330. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
And
It's been moved and seconded that
Speaker,
following bills be placed on today's calendar for action. Floor Leader Harper, you have the
Speaker.
floor.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to safeguard that we're not violating any of our rules, I hereby move to suspend any relevant rules that may impede our actions on the withdrawn bills.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress suspend any rules that may impede our action on the withdrawal of the said bills. If there's no objection, we will vote. All those in favor of the said motion say aye. All opposed say nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. The rules that may impede our action are now suspended. The motion pending is to withdraw and place 21-317, 21-318, 21-323, 21-324, 21-328, and 21-330 on today's calendar for action. Discussion,
So recess, Speaker.
short recess. Congress is back in session. The pending motion is to withdraw and place CB number 21-317, 21-318, 21-323, 21-324, 21-328, and 21-330 on today's calendar for action. If there are no objections, we will vote on the placement of the said bills. All those in favor, say aye. All
Aye.
opposed, say nay. Congress has now withdrawn and placed on today's calendar for action CB number 21-317, 21-318, 21-323, 21-324, 21-328, and CB number 21-330 on today's calendar for action. Chief Clerk, first bill.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-317 for first reading. This is a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 20-92 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-124, 21-161, 20-171, 21-41, 21-68, and 21-134 by amending sections 3 and 6 thereof for the purpose of changing the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Koshai State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 21-317 on first reading. Discussion?
Question.
Question.
If no discussion, question's been called for. We will now vote on CB number 21-317 on first reading by roll call of members. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Kailangan tulong.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Okay.
Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Ursmal,
Uh,
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Semina, Acting Speaker Moses,
Aye.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. With that, Congress has passed on first reading CB number 21-317. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have 21-318 for first reading. CB number 21-318. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-93 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-98, 20-120, 20-133, 21-98, and 21-162 by amending sections 1 and 2 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein to fund priority infrastructure projects and other public projects and social programs in the state of Koshai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CB number 21-318. Discussion?
Question?
If no discussion, question has been called for. We will now vote on the passage of CB number 21-318 on first reading by roll call of members. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Hey.
Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Aye.
Senator Usmal,
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Senator Wally,
Yes. Yes.
Speaker Semina, yes, thank you. Acting Speaker Moses,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted in favor.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. With that, Congress has passed on first reading CB number 21-318. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the next bill is CP number 21-323 for first reading. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-31 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-41, 20-50, 20-77, 20-113, 21-24, 21-45, 21-83, 21-101, and 21-133 by amending sections 3 and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Koshai State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 21-323 on first reading. Discussion? If
Question.
no discussion, we will vote by roll call of members. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Coleman,
Hey.
Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Aye.
Senator Usmal,
Yes.
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Semina, Acting Speaker Moses.
Aye.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted for.
With that, With that, Congress has passed CB number 21-323 on first reading. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CP number 21-324 for first reading. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 18-99 as amended by Public Laws numbers 18-106, 18-113, 18-121, 19-5, 19-34, 19-57, 19-74, 19-107, 20-18, 20-24, 20-80, 20-112, 21-28, 21-106, 21-131, and 21-177 by amending sections 3 and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of the state of Koshai and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CB number 21-324. Discussion?
Speaker,
Vice Chairman Pollack, you have
Mr.
the floor.
Speaker. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I just want to state for the record that these and the previous three bills have been in our books long, and I'm very glad that I have been able to review these projects and in position to move them forward. So I thank Congress for supporting these past four bills. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Pollack. Any more discussion? If none, question has been called for. We will now vote on CB number 21-324 on first reading by roll call of members.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Coolant,
Yes.
Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Hey.
Senator Ned, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Smile,
Okay.
Senator Woolley,
Yes.
Speaker Simina, Acting Speaker Moses.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted for the bill.
With that, Congress has passed on first reading CB number 21-324. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, sorry. We have CP, number 21-328 for first reading. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 19-54 as amended by Public Laws numbers 19-62, 19-75, 19-79, 19-99, 19-119, 20-4, 20-56, 20-82, 20-127, 21-20, 21-117, 21-169, 21-174, and 21-194 by amending Section 2 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for Yap State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Again.
Been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 21-328 on first reading. Discussion? If none, question's been called for. We will now vote on CB number 21-328 on first reading by roll call of members.
Senator Aritos, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Coleman,
Amen.
Senator Nath, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Usmal,
Yes, Chief.
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Semina, Acting Speaker Moses,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker. Well. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, we got 12 members voted for.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. With that, Congress has passed on first reading, CB number 21-328. Next
Short
bill.
recess.
Short recess.
Thank you.
Subject to call, Chair. Congress is back in session. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-330 for first reading. This is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-178 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-1, 21-7, 21-36, 21-53, 21-56, 21-102, 21-115, 21-137, 21-165, and 21-178 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 21-330 on first reading. Discussion? If no discussion, debate is closed. We will now vote on CB number 21-330 on first reading by roll call of members. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you. Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa, Senator Figueroa, Senator,
Yes.
Yes.
Senator Coland,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Okay.
Senator Nath, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Usmal,
I give up. Maya.
Senator
I'm
Wally,
hungry.
Yes.
Speaker Semina, Acting Speaker Moses,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members voted for.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. With that, Congress has passed on first reading, CB number 21-330. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker.
Chairman Perman, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Motion stands in recess till 10 o'clock Speaker time tomorrow.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress stands in recess until speaker's time at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If there are no objections, we will vote on the said motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Congress is now in recess until 10 a.m. speaker's time tomorrow.